All right, let's dive into this. We're taking a deep dive today into W. Somerset Maugham's The Razor's Edge,
Yeah.
published back in 1944. And it's set in the Roaring '20s.
It is, yeah.
All that glitz and glam, but underneath it all, some really big questions about what matters in life.
Exactly. Like, what's real,
Right. It's not all champagne and flapper dresses. We're going to explore all 4 parts of this book, starting with part 1. But before we get too far, I just want to give a quick shout out to everyone who's joined us for this deep dive. We love digging into these thought-provoking books with you, so thanks for being here.
Absolutely.
Now, this first part introduces us to a cast of characters who are, well, kind of wrestling with life after World War I.
Yeah, it really captures that post-war disillusionment.
Yeah. And at the center of it all is Larry Darrell.
Our main man, Larry.
This young American who comes back from the war, and he's just not into the whole chasing wealth and status thing. His friends are all eager to embrace the jazz age lifestyle.
Right.
But Larry's searching for something more, something deeper. He's like, there's got to be more to life than this.
And that's what makes him so intriguing, right?
It does.
He's going against the grain. Makes you wonder, has there ever been a time where you felt that pull,
Towards something more. Oh, yeah.
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 Something beyond, like, the usual ideas of success.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, Larry's choices, well, they put him at odds with pretty much everyone around him.
Oh, for sure.
Especially his love interest, Isabel Bradley.
Ah, Isabel. She's a tough one.
She is. I mean, she loves Larry.
You can tell.
But she's torn.
Yeah.
She also wants a more conventional life, that security, the social standing.
Yeah. It's like she's caught between two worlds, isn't she?
She is. And, she's drawn to that stability that a guy like Gray Matern represents.
Gray. Mr. Reliable.
Right. Solid, successful businessman.
Yeah. The kind of guy who fits in perfectly with her world.
Exactly. But then there's Elliot Templeton, Isabel's uncle.
Oh, Elliot. He's a piece of work.
Oh, he's something else. He practically embodies those old world values.
Totally.
Wealth, social status.
He name drops like it's an Olympic sport.
He does. And he is horrified by Larry's choices.
I mean, Larry is everything Elliot disapproves of.
Right. Like, why aren't you climbing the social ladder, young man?
Exactly. It's like a constant judgment.
Totally. And so we have this clash of values playing out right from the start.
Yeah. And it creates this tension that just keeps building.
It does. And then, boom, Larry proposes to Isabel.
He does. Oh.
Out of the blue, he's like, let's go to Paris.
Yeah.
Live a simple life while I pursue knowledge, spiritual growth, all that.
Wow. Bold move.
Right. But it puts Isabel in a tough spot.
Oh, totally.
I mean, does she follow her heart?
Yeah.
Or does she choose the security and familiarity that Gray offers?
It's a classic dilemma, right? Love versus practicality.
It is. And in a moment that just changes everything, Isabel breaks off the engagement.
She chooses Gray.
She does.
Wow.
It leaves Larry heartbroken, but it also frees him to really dive into his unconventional path.
It makes you think, what would you have done? Would you have taken that leap of faith?
Right. It's easy to say what we would do, but when you're actually faced with that decision...
Yeah, it's different.
It's tough. And it's these kinds of choices that really drive the story forward.
Absolutely. And it sets the stage for what comes next.
It does.
Larry's journey is just beginning.
It is. We're just getting started. So Isabel breaks things off, and Larry's off on this journey.
Yeah.
It's wild. It's not just sightseeing. It's more like he's searching for, I don't know, like a deeper understanding of himself in the world.
It is, yeah.
He starts out in Paris. Pretty simple life. Books, philosophy, hanging out with all these intellectuals and artists.
Yeah, like he's immersing himself in these new ideas, these new ways of thinking.
Right, but then he doesn't stay put for too long. He's off to Germany working as a farmhand.
Wow, what a change.
Right, total immersion. And then a Spanish monastery.
Sure.
Yeah. Gets into Christian mysticism.
It's like he's sampling all these different paths.
He is. But it's India that really pulls him in.
India, yeah.
The heart of Eastern spirituality, right?
It is.
He meets this Hindu yogi who becomes his spiritual guide. And he spends years there, meditation, studying ancient texts.
Intense.
It is, and it's here that he really gets into the idea of non-attachment.
Right, letting go of material desires.
Exactly, and the illusionary nature of reality.
Heavy stuff. Have you ever tried meditating?
I have, yeah. It's not easy.
It's not.
Yeah.
But it can be so transformative.
It can. And it's in India, surrounded by the Himalayas, that Larry has this profound spiritual awakening.
Like a breakthrough moment.
Yeah. He achieves enlightenment.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's here that the title of the book, The Razor's Edge, comes into play.
Oh, right, yeah.
It refers to that difficult path to enlightenment.
That narrow path.
It is. The book actually quotes a Hindu scripture.
Oh,
Yeah. It describes the path as being sharp as a razor's edge, difficult to walk upon.
it's a powerful image.
It is. And it highlights how Larry's journey is full of challenges,
Right.
but also incredible rewards.
It does. And it's such a contrast to the other characters, who are still very much focused on the material world.
Right. They're seeking comfort and security.
Yes, the things that society tells us we should value.
Yeah. But Larry, he's willing to sacrifice all that for something deeper.
He is. And that's what makes him so compelling.
It does. So after all this time in India, he decides to return to the West.
He does?
Yeah. To reconnect with the world he left behind.
But of course, things have changed.
Oh, they have. The world's been turned upside down by the Great Depression.
It has.
And his friends, well, they're facing their own battles now.
Yeah.
When we last left Larry, he was heading back to a world shaken by the Great Depression.
Yeah, things are different now.
And his old friends, well, they're not exactly living the high life anymore.
Not so glamorous.
No. Take Gray, for instance.
Oh, Gray.
Used to have it all, right? Money, status, Isabel. Now he's lost everything.
Yeah, the crash wiped him out.
It did. And he's sunk into this deep depression.
Makes you think, doesn't it?
It does.
Like, even with all the outward success, real happiness can be elusive.
Yeah. And then there's Isabel,
That's
living that comfortable life, but is she happy?
That's the question, isn't it?
Right. You have to wonder if she ever thinks about what might have been if she had chosen Larry.
That different path.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Through all this, Larry's inner peace stands out.
It's true.
He's not untouched by their struggles, but he handles it all with this remarkable sense of calm.
Yeah, almost like his time in India prepared him for this.
Right. Like he's got this inner strength now. And he actually uses what he learned in India to help Gray.
Really?
Yeah. He teaches him meditation techniques to help with his headaches.
Wow. That's powerful.
It is. And Isabel sees all this. She sees how Larry's changed.
Mm.
And I think it rekindles something in her.
Yeah, like a spark.
Right. Larry sees how unhappy Isabel is, and remembering their connection offers her a way out. He's like, come with me. Let's start a new adventure, just like we talked about before.
Second chance.
It is. But Isabel, she's hesitant. Can she really let go of everything she's built? The security, the status?
It's a tough call.
It is. And as if things weren't complicated enough, another character enters the picture.
Oh.
Sophie MacDonald. She's an old friend.
Okay.
And she's going through something truly awful. She lost her husband and child in a tragic accident.
Oh, no.
It's heartbreaking. And she's lost in grief, turning to alcohol to cope.
It's a downward spiral.
It is. And Larry, being the compassionate soul he is, wants to help. He actually proposes marriage to her.
To Sophie.
Yeah. He thinks he can provide her with stability, a sense of purpose.
It's a noble gesture.
It is. But Isabel, she's consumed with jealousy.
Oh, no.
And in a moment of pure cruelty, she manipulates Sophie, tempts her with alcohol, knowing it'll lead to a relapse.
That's terrible.
It is. And sadly, Sophie can't resist. She disappears into the underbelly of Paris and tragically ends up murdered.
It's so sad.
It really is. Such a waste. It highlights the devastating consequences of addiction and, the dark side of jealousy.
Yeah. It's a stark contrast to Larry, who's found this inner peace while everyone else is struggling.
Right. It really is. And then we have Elliot, clinging to the last vestiges of his social status as he's literally on his deathbed. He's fixated on getting an invitation to this royal ball.
It's like he's still chasing that external validation.
He is. It's kind of heartbreaking.
It is.
And Larry, in a final act of kindness, actually makes up an invitation for him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just to give him peace.
Yeah. Allows him to die with this illusion of importance.
That's both sad and kind of beautiful.
It is. And so we come to the end. Larry, having seen the choices his friends have made and how they've turned out, decides to return to America. But he's not going back to his old life.
No.
Nope. He chooses simplicity. He becomes a mechanic.
Really, a mechanic.
Yeah. He rejects wealth and ambition, finding fulfillment in a life of service. And Maugham, our narrator, he's left grappling with Larry's choices. Admiring his spiritual journey, but also acknowledging how difficult it is to understand someone who walks such a different path.
Yeah. It challenges our conventional ideas of success.
It does. And that's the beauty of The Razor's Edge. It leaves us with questions. What truly matters in life? Is happiness found in external success or in something deeper? In finding our own razor's edge.
It was a powerful message.
Yeah.
And, I think it's something we all grapple with at some point in our lives, finding our own path, what truly fulfills us. It's a journey, isn't it?
It is a journey worth taking. And that's it for our deep dive into the Razor's Edge.
Wow, what a book.
We hope you enjoyed exploring it with
Yeah,
us.
it's been a great discussion.
We'd love to hear your thoughts, your takeaways, what resonated with you. Until next time, keep searching, keep questioning, and maybe even dare to walk your own razor's edge.